What's up, boot people? Doing an update on my two pairs of Nick's boots. I did another video on Nick's boots talking about sizing and my experience with sizing and try-on boots. So if you're interested in learning more about your size, those videos might be helpful for you. They're just my experience. I'm not telling you what to do or what size to buy, but I'm just giving you some data points. So after I had to send back my custom-made pair of Builder Pros, they had a pair of Urban Loggers on their site. This pair right here that were ready to go. This is a 9.5D. I sent back 10Ds, which were too big. The 9.5Ds wound up fitting absolutely perfectly. And I've been wearing these Urban Loggers for probably, I'm guessing about 5 months or so now. Maybe 6 months, not sure. I absolutely love this boot. Incredible high quality. The construction, the weight, the heft, is just a really piece of quality Americana right here. These kick ass. So I love the Builder Pro. I love the Urban Logger. This is the heel comparison. The boot on the right is a black pair of Overlanders, also size 9.5D. I'm just going to show you a comparison of the heels because this is like something that people think a lot about, whether they want that Builder Pro or Logger heel. Height, I think it's the Logger heel is what I meant to say. So the Overlanders are slightly lower heel. I do like the Logger heel. I like them both. I noticed the biggest difference in the fit in the last is that on the Urban Logger with the Logger heel, you definitely feel much more pronounced arch support. And this is definitely a different last. This boot fits bigger and longer, even in the same exact size, than this last. This Overlander in a 9.5D, 9.5D, it fits about a half size smaller in length to me compared to my Urban Loggers. And the difference is so dramatic. This is my brand new pair of Overlanders. I'm actually gonna have to sell them. I just posted them on Craigslist in Denver. I wore them for, maybe like 4 or 5 days around the house. And then when I tried them with a thicker sock, because we're getting into winter here in Denver, they just fit way too small. My toe was touching the front. And in the same socks and everything, that absolutely is not the case with my Urban Loggers. So I'm gonna have to sell these. They're brand new and it's a bummer because I waited about 18, 19 weeks for these boots to be built and shipped to me. And these were a replacement for a pair that were sent back that were just too big basically, but I kind of had to go to the back of the line and start over. So that was a bummer. I don't know if I'll replace them or not. You kind of got to have an appetite to just wait 4 months for your boots. And I'm not sure if I'm into that right now or not. I certainly would love to have a pair of, maybe like Teton Tan Rough Out Overlanders or something like that. So if I ever maybe come back or get in the mood to wait again, maybe I'll place another order. But I'm gonna sell these. It's strange, they're too small. My running shoe size is like an 11 in a Nike and a New Balance. I think but this is probably better for somebody who wears a running shoe of about a 10.5. So both 9.5Ds, the Overlanders fit smaller. I just want to do a close-up of the boot for you so you guys can kind of see, there's a lot of variance in the stitching. You might expect super like consistent stitching. There's a lot of variance, right? It's a handmade boot, doesn't impact quality or anything, but that's one thing that stood out to me was just like the variance and kind of unevenness of the stitching. So something to be aware of because someone commented that they're like, hey, I'd be pissed if my stitching wasn't perfectly, aligned and equally spaced on such an expensive boot. It doesn't bother me, but it's just something to be aware of with handmade boots. There's going to be these variances. I love them, man. This is like these are really, really high quality boots. The other thing is the arch on the right boot of my Urban Loggers, it definitely feels more pronounced and it has never really gotten comfortable. So I'm hoping like over time, it's going to become more comfortable. There definitely feels like there's a lump in the arch of the right boot of the Urban Loggers. And so they say that will eventually go away over time. And other people have posted in the comments that, yeah, like one guy said that it felt like he had a big sock wadded up underneath one of his arches for a while, but it basically went away over time. So yeah, looking forward to that. So that's it. Gonna have to sell these Overlanders on the right, but it's a really beautiful boot. Definitely gonna keep my Urban Loggers. May or may not order a pair to replace these Overlanders, but that's been my experience and a little bit on sizing. So I don't know if anybody out there wants a pair of black Overlanders and doesn't want to wait the 19 weeks, just do a search under Denver Craigslist and send them out to you. All right, hope everyone's well, and hope everyone has a good winter. Take it easy.